that does anything. But volume is pretty light, and the volatility is kind of light as well. So, see. So that's the inflation number coming out tomorrow morning. CPI, I think probably PPI would be followed the next day. Inflation swaps, bonds, options suggest the CPI could come in hotter than expected, said some analysts. January CPI could be a massive shock to the market. Ooh, he's expecting some news. Others believe that the market is not living in is not living in fantasy land following the big rally in January. No, the Fed is likely to raise rates and keep them higher for longer than expected. This is, in fact, positive for long-term, and investors are best served to remain fully allocated to equities, as this other guy says. So everybody's kind of trying to see which way this market's going to go. If they're expecting this big number tomorrow, you can imagine it's not going to be really much happening today. The CPI number is definitely on the minds of everybody. Aside, but whatever you believe, intraday volatility has been significant on CPI days in recent months. Things could be even more complicated when factoring in new weights of the Bureau of Labor Statistics, which will now base consumer expenditures data on a single calendar year instead of every 2 years. Okay. In addition, the new vehicles category will implement a methodological upgrade to factory in the most recent site. The cyclical trends and short-term fluctuations. I have no idea what the hell that means. So that's coming out tomorrow. In recent weeks, Federal Chair Powell has stressed that there is still a long road ahead dealing with inflation, rather than an instant on-off switch that would result in easier investing decisions. This deflationary process, the process of getting inflation down, has begun, and it begins in good sectors, which is about a quarter of our economy, he said at the Economic Club in Washington last week. But it has a long way to go, and there is very large early stages. The reality is going to react to data. So if we continue to get, for example, strong labor markets and inflation reports, it may be the case that we may have to do more and raise rates more than is priced in. So he's warning everybody. That's why the market kind of broke off here. We were trading up at the 42 handle, and we're back down here trading at the 41. That kind of broke off last week after his little speech there about he's just being very hawkish. He's not letting up on his hawkish talk. But the market's kind of hanging in. Kind of came down here after that hawkish talk. It's come down here to this little area here over yesterday, Friday, and we'll see, where it wants to go. All right. I don't know. Brad, you can answer that question. I have no idea what he's. I can't suggest anything. All right, Patrick Mahomes in a great Super Bowl game yesterday. It was one of the better, fun games to watch. Of course, the refs had to get involved, and that was that. Even though the defender did to cop to the fact that he held on to him. It was nice of him to say. Didn't want any controversy. It's just a very weak call at that time of that moment in the game. That's all. But it was still a great game nonetheless. So, U.S. military shot down another high altitude object over Lake Huron in Michigan, marking fourth such operation in 8 days over North America. While not many details are available, the flying objects have been described as types of airships and are believed to have had a payload either attached or suspended from it. Parts of the reason for the repeated shutdowns could be the state of heightened alert on NORAD's closely scrutinized air space amid fears that an extensive Chinese military balloon program is underway. Taiwan has already provided new insights about frequent flyers, while Japanese and Philippines have also observed balloon insertions into their airspace. China lashed out overnight, saying the American balloons illegally flew over China more than 10 times since 2022. So, all right, well, now we zoom up here to the 15 area. Didn't even realize that we got up here. Of course, got up to 1375 there. That's Pisser. All right, so be careful there at the 15 area there if it goes back up there. Oh, we are in the same bar, so very, very volatile, right? I mean, in 1 minute it goes from 10 up to almost 14, comes back down. So be careful. Keep your stops in place. Even though there's not that much going on, they do seem to move around in a little bit of range. So that right up to 1375 again. A little annoying. Well, again, be careful there. 15 a little bit. But like I said, we're still on the same bar. So thanks to my dog sitting duties, I think I caught a cold from that guy. Well, not from him, but taking him out in this nasty little weather we had here last week. And it's just a little bit of a cold. I don't know if you can tell, but it is what it is. All right, we're inching our way up here, trying to maybe test our 14 area. We're still in the same bar, so see what it wants to do. If you're more risk averse, you adjust here a little bit. Let's see. All right. Coming back down here to the blue band area or pivot area as well. If you're aggressive, are you jumping in there? All right, that's about it for news. So there's no economic reports coming out this morning. And obviously tomorrow's number is going to create some volatility. All right, we did inch our way up there to the 15 area there. Got above 14 and change. Came up, came off of it. Again, we were on the same bar, so there was a little bit of a reason to maybe stay on it. Again, if you were more risk averse, obviously, it's maybe you adjusted a little bit higher. Either way, maybe you took advantage of it, and if you canceled it against it, that's fine too. Again, the fact that we were on the same bar gave you a little bit more credence to stay with it. But if you're more risk averse, then I get it. Uh, Nice little rotation there against our first resistance area there at 15. All right, so nice little work there against our first resistance area. And next level on the upside we're looking at is the 23 area. All right, a nice rotation there against our 15 area. If you're going to try to stay short, you're looking at the um, oh 07, maybe would be a place to cover. If you did buy him there at oh 07 on that last rotation down, nice little rotation back up. Could you have bought him there? You could have. Again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. If you look at the chat, you'll see the levels that we just gave out this morning. You see the 15 area there is our first resistance area. And we got right up to 14 and change, 15 actually, and came back off. It actually got up to 16 there. And a nice rotation there against it. Well, that was on this last push up here. So, but even though he got up there, nice rotation against our level there. If you did jump in there, if you adjusted a little bit to the upper end of the range, then you did okay as well. But the 15 area worked very nicely. Again, it's an area there. We talk about that all the time. You have to kind of jump in around it. All right, now we come back up here to the highs. We're looking at 23 next. All right, we kind of make a new high by a little bit, come back off. We're looking at 23 as our next resistance area. Well, welcome back there, DNA. Did you get the levels? There they are, just in case. All right. All right. Well, we came up to we're in the trading on our range up here against the upper end of our range. '07 being pivot there, did go down to it initially and came back, and now we're just trading up here. Just next level of resistance we have is up at 23. So we'll see what happens up there. And really got to be just a little bit patient here and wait for the market to give us an opportunity. All right, we're up here at our highs, looking at the 23 net area next is a place that we'd be interested in kind of looking for a trade. Again, if any of this stuff interests you, let us know. We're trading mini S&Ps, scalping opportunities here based on the levels and any price action opportunities that might occur. Kind of slow this morning, waiting for inflation numbers to be released tomorrow, and I think probably a PPI the following day. I'm not sure when PPI is going to be released, but usually it's a day after or so. So, and then we're also going to have, in addition to that, we're going to have a lot of Fed speaks this week as well after they get the numbers, so they'll be able to talk about it. Right, we continue to rally here a little bit, looking at the 23 area next. All right, quickly coming up here to the 23 area. We are going to be looking at this area next as a little bit of resistance. We'll see what it wants to do up here. So gotta keep your stop in place. I'll be trying to work in this 23 area here a little bit. Popping up here a bit. Again, keep your stops in place, whatever they may be.
Hey, Brad, you got your ears on? Give me a call.
How you doing there, Don?
I'm doing good. So, you doing all right today?
I got a cold.